All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down the StabyLink Rewards Guide. It's a program that's been getting some buzz, so we're going to look at what it is, how it's supposed to work, and what you really need to know, all coming straight from their own official guide. Okay, let's dive in. So the guide itself kicks things off with a super direct question, and it's honestly the perfect place for us to start. I want you to just forget everything else for a second and think about this. If you could get a reward for something that takes just 2 minutes of your time, would you do it? Sounds simple, but people's answers actually tell us a lot. And here's what you get. The first, pretty common reaction. For a lot of people, it's an easy yes. But there's a catch, right? It's gotta be simple. No jumping through a bunch of complicated hoops, no confusing instructions. It really all comes down to that effort versus reward calculation. Okay, now for the big one. This is probably the most important reaction you'll see. Is it legit? In the digital asset world, this is always the number one concern, isn't it? Is this for real, or is it just some kind of scam? Is my stuff going to be safe? Before anyone's going to click a single thing, they need to trust the platform. And then there's this third angle, which gets a little more specific. It's all about, okay, what are you actually asking me to do? Like, am I supposed to share something, watch a video, play with an app? The task itself is a huge deciding factor for a lot of folks. Okay, so we've got these 3 big questions on the table. Is it simple? Is it legit? And what's the actual task? With all that in mind, let's really decode what the StabyLink Rewards program is all about, based on what they're telling us in their guide. So at its heart, the guide calls this an Airdrop program. And if you're not totally sure what that means, it's basically a way projects give out free tokens to get the word out and build a community. But here's the twist. It's not just a random giveaway. And that brings us to how it's not random. See, the rewards aren't just dropped into your lap. You have to earn them. The whole program is built on this idea of task-based earning. And this is a direct answer to that third question we heard earlier. Depends what it is. The what is doing these simple little actions to get your share of the airdrop. Okay, so you earned rewards by doing tasks. That makes sense. But what about that huge concern, the is it legit question? Well, the guide really leans into what it calls a security-first approach. And this is where they try to win over that skeptical person, right? The guide is set up to anticipate that security concern and give an answer that makes you go, okay, that's better. So what's the big idea that's supposed to make everyone feel better? The magic word here is non-custodial. What that really means is that you and only you hold the keys to your funds. The platform never actually takes control of your assets. You're always the one in the driver's seat. If you're worried about security, this is the absolute key. It means they can't just run off with your assets. All right, so we get what it is, and we see how they're tackling the security angle. So let's get practical. How do you actually get involved if you decide you want to? Well, they lay it all out in 3 pretty simple steps, which you'll notice is meant to hit that it has to be simple requirement we talked about. First, you head over to the official page. Second, you connect your non-custodial wallet. And third, you just start doing the tasks to earn. So what exactly are these tasks you have to do? Well, according to the guide, they're all things designed to help the StabyLink ecosystem grow. We're talking daily check-ins for engagement, some social media tasks to spread the word, trying out wallet features so you know the product, and of course, referrals. Every little action helps them grow, and that's what you're getting rewarded for. Now, this next part is super, super important. It's one of those things you absolutely cannot get wrong. Do you make sure you're avoiding all the scams and fake sites out there? The guide makes it crystal clear that you should only ever use the official page rewards.stabylink.com. Always double-check that URL. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the guide here, and it leaves us with one last really crucial point. It's not just what you do, it's when you do it. Apparently, timing is everything. And here it is laid out plain and simple. The program is happening right now, but look, it's got a hard deadline of February 28th, 2026. So there's a very clear window of opportunity here for anyone who wants to jump in. The clock is definitely ticking. And that all leads to this, the final big takeaway from the guide. It's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? It's basically a call to action, banking on that idea that we hear all the time in this space. The early birds get the biggest rewards. And it leaves you with a question, really. Is that potential early advantage worth the 2 minutes to get started? Well, it's pretty clear what the guide thinks the answer is.